Welcome to Let's Get Rangers Nation with me, your host Owen James, channel that brings you all the latest Rangers news. Guys, won't be appearing on the screen today, but we'll bring you lots of information, talking lots of things about a fabulous night for Rangers and what it means for the club going forward. We're talking all those different things. But how good does that table look this morning after last night, after a nerve-wracking night where Rangers at one point were down in 13th, then it was 9th, then it was 10th, and then up into 8th, and then we were hanging on, and finally the whistle went, and finally we were confirmed in the top 8, which obviously means that it is automatic qualification for the last 16. No need for a playoff round for Rangers. Absolutely fantastic. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit of, obviously, bits and pieces about Steven Gerrard, who has left Al Ettifaq. We're also going to talk a little bit of Rabbi Matondo. We're going to talk a little bit of how much money Rangers made from last night. A little bit of Václav Černý. We've got a little bit of Dessers for you. We've got a big bit of Raskin for you. And we've got, obviously, all the latest news coming from the club. I mean, look, going back to last night, I mean, in terms of the team that was named, genuinely, with the way this Euro squad currently is, in terms of having no Danilo, no Hadji, obviously though Danilo is injured, no Nsiala, that was pretty much the strongest team that he could name, along with obviously all the injuries that are currently at the club. Now, what was encouraging about that team that was named last night? Well, first of all, I think, the fact that Václav Černý started again, although, as Clermont said pre-match, he couldn't play 90 minutes, as was proved when he took him off. And how pissed off did Černý look at coming off? He did not look a happy boy at all. But I suppose that's positive, a player not wanting to come off. At least he didn't react, at least he didn't cause a scene, at least he didn't storm down the tunnel, which is all good. And Philippe Clermont did seem to have an extended word for the Czech winger. We will talk a bit about him. John Suter being back is fabulous news. I am a fully paid up member of the John Suter fan club. I thought he did well when he came on last night, and I think having him back is a huge lift for the club, especially given the fact that Sterling is out injured, that we are lacking a number of players in that central defensive area. Balogun been injured, obviously, as well. Right, let's have a little look, shall we? Look, last night's game, we came out 2-1 winners. Fair few chances to make it better than 2-1. I mean, was it the perfect performance last night against USG? Well, probably not. There was times when we, going forward, looked very good. Going forward, I thought we played very well. But defensively, I thought we were absolutely shocking. I thought Robin Proper was the standout of all 4 defenders. If I'm being honest with you, looking at that defence last night, not helped by Jack Button. I don't think he played particularly well last night. There was a chance where he goes flying out and somehow USG managed to put it over the bar. There was a chance, I think, as well, where, obviously the goal that went in, I do think he could have done a lot better on the goal. So a fair few mistakes from Jack still, but defensively, I thought Robin Proper I think he was the one defender who really did play very, very well last night. I think, I think he does well in Europe because he kind of suits European football. He gets more time on the ball. He doesn't have the physicality to put up with. He doesn't in the Scottish game. So overall, I thought that Proper played very well indeed. In the game last night, I thought there was some performances that weren't up to scratch, but now is not really the time to talk about those players who I thought, like I said, weren't particularly good. I thought the defense, like I said, 3 out of the 4 weren't great, if I'm being honest with you. And please don't come at me that Tabby's the centre half, because the guy looked hideously out of place the whole time he played there. He looked a lot better when he went back to his right back slot. Right, let's touch a little bit on some other bits and pieces from that. I thought Cyril Dessers last night, look, me, I've criticised Dessers massively for his footballing, his prowess on the football pitch, but I thought last night he was absolutely excellent. I thought he held the ball up well. I thought he got stuck in well. I thought he was physical. I thought he ran the channels exceptionally well. He set up Černy's goal with a beautiful pass after beating his man. Was unlucky not to score. Did have a goal disallowed, which was finished absolutely fantastically, but I thought he was very, very clever last night with his play, the way he set people up, and obviously the way he, then went about creating chances. I thought I thought he played exceptionally well. Now, the one thing I'm going to say about Cyril Dessers is he needs to cut the moaning out. He really does need to learn to play to the whistle. There was a couple of incidents where he fell flat on his arse, sets up and starts moaning, and the play's already moved on. So I think he does need to get over that, and sort of end the moaning, because I think that's one thing that gets on the ref's wires. He's going to get on the ref's wires. He's going to give him less and less because of it. Yes, I know that's wrong, but that's the way football goes. So I do think he needs to shut up with the whinging. But overall, I thought he played very, very well indeed. I thought it was, if it hadn't been for Nicholas Raskin, probably would have come out as man of the match. For me, Raskin was man of the match, so he was excellent. But I thought Dessers ran him a very close second. So well done to Cyril Dessers. In terms of the rest of the team, who else stood out for me? Well, I thought Václav Černý looked very lively on his return to the team. He was direct. He went at players. He came on that left foot. He had that shot that hit the post through crossbar. Obviously got his goal after a brilliant run by Dessers down the right with a beautiful layback and a fantastic finish by Černý to make it 2-0. I thought he was very, very good and very, very lively. And considering he's just come back from injury, he did not look at all out of place or at all rusty. He played very well indeed. So I think he deserves big credit for his performance in the game last night. Nicholas Raskin was my man of the match. I thought he was absolutely brilliant yet again. The way he used the ball, the way he got stuck in, his tackling, his recoveries. He was the leader on that park, not James Tavernier. He should be the captain, not James Tavernier. I thought he was absolutely brilliant last night, and I thought, for me, he was my man of the match last night. Played so well, and I think one of my viewers on the live stream put it well when they said that he's been like the shining light in a very dismal season for Rangers. And I think that's true. He has been one of the big shining lights of the season. Absolutely brilliant performances by the boy Raskin. Now, look, we've sort of shared that table. It's worth noting that we actually played top 4 out of those top 8 with games against Spurs, Manchester United, Olympiacos, and who was the team we played again? Again, in that lot, we played Olympiacos, we played Tottenham, we played Manchester United in that top 8, those top 8 clubs. Now, I thought we acquitted ourselves very, very well indeed. Lyon, obviously, sorry, the other team we played. So we played Lyon, Olympiacos, Manchester United, and Tottenham. 2 draws, two draws in that. Defeat to Lyon, defeat to Manchester United. Again, we should never have lost at Manchester, but exceptional performance to finish in that top 8 against some tough teams. So we had some pretty tough teams in this year's not Champions League, wishful thinking, in this season's Europa League. But a very fine performance by the boys to finish 8th. They should be proud of that achievement, and hopefully that's something we can take and use to sort of lift us going forward. But look, overall, I thought it was a superb performance by the boys. Now, in terms of what does that performance mean for Rangers? Well, it means, first and foremost, that we qualify for the last 16 without having to go through a tricky playoff round. It also means that we will get a home second leg in our first last 16 tie. That last 16 tie will take place in February and March, and obviously as well it leads to us getting a number of coefficient points for the country, as well as obviously earning some cash. Overall, roughly that win was worth around £5 million tonight to Rangers, which is just excellent. The more money we can claw into the club. Now, obviously, it's nowhere near Champions League money. I think Liverpool earned 87 million for winning the Champions League phase, which is just an incredible amount of cash over that amount of money. But overall, I thought, they were very, very good tonight. Now, in terms of who we could face in the next round, some very interesting clubs, Twente or Fenerbahce. So again, 2 very good clubs. Could we have a revisit from Sam Lammers if Twente get through? But Bodo Glimt also an option, and Anderlecht another option. So, look, I wouldn't say that any of those teams particularly scare me. I wouldn't say that, I mean, obviously going away to Turkey to play Fenerbahce will be tough, but there's none of those teams absolutely petrifying me. None of those teams that I'd think, well, realistically, we haven't got a chance against. I really do feel that, draw us against any of those teams and we would give it a really good go. We seem to be better in Europe anyway. So I do think we've got a chance to progress from this round. I mean, if I had to choose one team to play out of those four, I've got to say I'd probably go with what, Anderlecht. That'd be a fascinating tie for me. I think a tie we can definitely win. Guys, let me know your thoughts anyway on last night, and obviously the money, and of course any prospective draw going forward. Now, another Rangers player left the club yesterday, and that was Rabbi Matondo, the Welsh winger. Matondo, obviously, when he joined the club, came with a lot of fanfare that he was going to be a top talent. And did he have a game, I think it was against West Ham in pre-season, where he looked absolutely amazing, something that he's never really recaptured. Rabbi, as a player, has missed an awful lot of football games, over 60 football games. He's, as well, at times looks like a player whose head can't keep up with his legs. I think has flattered to deceive an awful lot over his time at the club. So, he's headed off. He's going on loan to Hanover in Germany with an option to buy for $2 million. I mean, hopefully he goes out there and impresses, and we can get some money for him. I think it's probably better for him and also for the club if he moves on. But you've got to say good luck to Robbie anyway. But right move for the club, and Niels Copper seems to be doing a very good job of starting to shift out some of this dead wood. Obviously, Matondo gone, Dowell gone, Lowry gone, Fraser. I mean, these guys are not dead wood now, but Fraser goes out on loan to get some opportunities. So does Cole McKinnon. So there's a number of players out again. So you've got to admire the work that Niels Coppen is doing with these players in terms of getting them an opportunity to play elsewhere and impress. One person, obviously, who left their job yesterday, now kind of un-Rangers related, was Steven Gerrard. Left El Ettifaq in Saudi. Could he be in line for return to Europe? That certainly would be something that would attract me. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'd take him back tomorrow. I really would. I'd quite happily sack Clement, bring in Gerrard. I mean, he won the league title. He had a team that was moving in the right direction. He had a team that played good football. He had a team, that were certainly capable. So, I think, like I said, Gerrard's obviously out of work. I would love him to come back. I don't think he will. But I think, he would be an excellent manager of Rangers again if we were to give him another opportunity going forward. But look, some very interesting things going on in the world of Rangers at this moment in time. Obviously, Matondo going. Yes, I think it's again as well with the story about Gerrard, very interesting too. Guys, I'd love to know your thoughts on last night. I'd love to know your thoughts on Gerrard. I'd love to know your thoughts on all the stories we've covered in this video today. Sorry, it's not my normal video on my normal standard, obviously, because of the fact that we are struggling to get. Hang on 1 minute. I need to change my thing. Really struggling to get new players in through this January transfer window, and I think realistically, when it comes down to it, I don't really see anyone else arriving now. I think Fernandez was the only one. I don't think anyone else will come in. I think it's pretty much we go with what we've got now. And there is clearly, like I said, a swamp draining exercise going on at the club. But yeah, I would certainly have Stevie G back in a heartbeat. Like I said, guys, please let me know what you think of the stories we've covered in this morning's video, this afternoon or this evening's video, depending obviously when you've watched it. Thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation. On the way out, please smash the sub, please like and share and comment. Thanks for watching. We're about to speak to you very soon here on the channel. We are the people.